In this video, we're going to describe the use of an ultrasonic sensor to replace existing photoelectrics that utilize 120 volt AC. This kit will include a Pepperl&Fuchs ultrasonic sensor, a bracket, and you will require an a mini connector with a 5-pin arrangement such as this. In this instance, what we'll need to do is re-drill this bracket to ensure that the sensor mounts flush with the bracket. If we don't do this, what will happen is the sound waves will interfere with the lobe coming off the side here. In order to set this up properly, you'll need a target at least 4 inches by 4 inches square. We want to set the maximum range for this to be no more than 15 3/4 inches. In this example, we'll be setting up a window operation where A1 is our close point and it's shorter than A2. This will be similar to a proximity style. In this example, I will press and hold A1 for 2 seconds. The yellow light will start flashing, and I depress A1 again to set that point. Then I move the prox back to determine the width of my window and press the A2 button. Once I've done that, the window is taut. As you can see, the window is only as large as I make it. And note the behavior of the output as I move my hand across. In this instance, we'll be setting up the window operation to be more of a light on or a photoelectric style where your A2 is larger than your A1. So in this, we set up our A2, press and hold the A2 button for 2 seconds until you see the flashing light. Press it to set that point, move it forward to make your A1 distance shorter, and press the A1. When that is done, your window is now set up as a light on, as you can see by the indicator, and when we interrupt the beam, it will shut off the signal. In this application, we are going to be looking at a Baumer Ultrasonic U500. This kit contains the sensor itself, a bracket, an M12 connector cable, and a field attachable that are not shown in this video. The range for this sensor can go up to 39 inches or 1 meter length and operates off a 24 volt DC. The Baumer sensor has 2 different teach points, 1-point teach and a 2-point teach, or a window teach. If you notice, when you set this up, it uses an inductive style sensor in the back for the programming, and any ferromagnetic tool will initiate the programming sequence. If you notice the indication on top, there will be 3 different flash rates. There's a 1 Hertz, a 2 Hertz, and then the 4 Hertz. This is for factory reset at 4 Hertz. In this application, we are going to use a 1-point teach. As you can see, I put the ferromagnetic tool in place until it alternates at 1 Hertz. I put the target at the point I would want it to be at. I then hit the programmer again and wait 4 seconds. Now if you notice, everything within this range, it turns your output on, and anything beyond, the output is off. In this application, we are going to do a 1-point teach, but we are going to invert the output to show its performance. Again, we start by putting our ferromagnetic tool until we get the 2 Hertz or 1 Hertz flashing. Place the object in front of the sensor. Press to teach, and press again to invert the output. As you can see, the change in behavior of the output. As I'm closer, it's off, and now as I'm further away, it remains on. In this application, we are going to do a window teach or a 2-point teach. Again, we put the ferromagnetic tool and wait for a 2 Hertz flashing of the lights. In this instance, we will use A1 closer than A2. I put the object there, I teach that point, adjust my target to the far point, press it again, and when it's done setting, you'll notice that the indicator shows anything within that range that I just defined, the output is now on. In this application, we are going to do a window teach or a 2-point teach where our A2 is larger than our A1. So we're teaching the far point first and then the close point second. So again, putting the ferromagnetic tool, getting to 2 Hertz, I set my object at the far point, again touch to teach the far point, bring it in close, and teach. And now as you can see, anywhere in that window that I just taught, my output is off. So I've inverted the output, and the sensor will only be on as it's closer, off in the midpoint, and on as it gets further away. If you want to perform a factory reset to ensure that you're starting from a point that you know is not taught, what you do is you simply put the ferromagnetic tool until you see a 4 Hertz flash rate. Remove your tool and wait for it to reset. The sensor is now default and will read anything within its range.